Hey nerds and nerdettes, it's Rick here. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're staying warm. I know if you guys are anything like my neck of the woods, we got pounded with a pretty bad snowstorm, which will make for awesome pictures for this guy, but yeah, it sucks otherwise. But anyways, per your guys' request, I am back with another review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the new NECA God of War action figure. Now, this is from the upcoming PlayStation 4 game. We don't know a whole bunch about it. We know that basically it's Kratos. It's the Kratos from the original games. This time he's in Norse mythology as opposed to Greek mythology. We know that he has a son, and that's pretty much all we know about it. So, can't wait for the game. We know it's going to have like a new game mechanic. It's going to be kind of like Resident Evil 4, where it was kind of over the shoulder as opposed to the fixed camera situation that the original 3 games had. But I think it's going to be pretty cool. It should be coming out relatively soon, but hopefully, you know, sooner rather than later, because I'm starting to get a little impatient, especially after having this action figure. Now I'm super excited to play it. But, alright, so it's been about 8 months since I've done a review. Bear with me if I'm a little rusty here, but we'll do our best. So anyways, before we take a look at this figure, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. Alright, you guys, so this comes on... I don't even know what kind of box you would call this. It's pretty much standard NECA fare. They don't do the clamshell really too much anymore, you know, except save for the Aliens and Predators line. But not ultimate, but it's not clamshell either. So, anyways, just trying to give you a look here. I'm pretty darn close with the camera. Anyway, so down here you got a picture of Kratos and his son Atreus, I think his name is. God of War logo, Kratos here on the bottom. You got a sticker that says official PlayStation license. You got cool backdrop of some mountains and a castle in the background here. You've got on the side a picture of Kratos in an action pose. Features 36 points of articulation, a Leviathan axe, dagger, and a shield. Then you got a picture here of he and his son fighting a monster, a picture of the figure. Got a little bio here if you want to pause it and take a look at it right now. Again, all the features, Kratos, a cat hair, NECA, and then all the, you know, who did what, blah, 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 the infamous Randy Falk. Alright, so there you go. That's a look at the packaging. Alright, you guys, so before I go ahead and get into the sculpts and the paints on this guy, let's go ahead and cover articulation. He has a ball-jointed head. He's got ball-jointed shoulders. Now, I do want to say, with any NECA figure, I'm not going to be moving this guy around too much because they just make me nervous. I've not really had too many figures break on me. I will talk about what happened to this guy when I got him out of the packaging later on, but I haven't had too many figures break on me, but, you know, it's just, I don't know, man. Fool me once, you know, one of those kind of situations. So, not going to move him around too much, but he's got ball-jointed shoulders. You've got the upper bicep swivel. You have double elbows. Pretty much as far as I can get it to go with the first hinge there. You got a ball joint in the wrist. There is a ball joint here in the waist. I haven't been able to really break it loose, and I don't want to push it. But there is a ball joint here actually down in the waist like they typically do. You've got ball jointed hips. I believe, yep, we got double knees. Let's see if you can see that there. Double knees. So, like so. I don't think, yeah. It's kind of like a ball joint swivel here in the upper thigh, so it doesn't do anything down here, except for ball joint in the ankle, and then you got toe articulation. Alright, so, I mean, as far as sculpting goes, it's NECA. You know, it's at this point, if you don't know what NECA's about, then you just don't know NECA. They are just, they've got the best sculptors, you know, and especially considering they don't use digital files, they just use, you know, regular, just straight up sculpting by sight and hand. I mean, they do fantastic work. So, the details on this guy are just in friggin' insane. though. I mean, when we talk about NECA figures and having an insane amount of detail, then there's next level, and this is just next level. All the things in the armor, the fur in the armor, the different belts, different belt buckles, the the gauntlets, the axe, the taping on the wrist. He's got different accessories in the back, none of which are removable, but he's got a bag, and he's got a horn, and I'm sure those will come into play as far as the game goes, but we don't know anything about him yet, but still, I mean, just the added touches to the figure, and I mean, for 20 some bucks, you cannot beat the price that NECA, oh my gosh, it's just an amazing figure. Like I said, the wrinkles in the clothing, the skin, the nice touches like the scar on the belly, the scar in the eye, the sculpted details of his beard, they just do phenomenal work, and it's just astounding what they can accomplish that, companies like Mattel cannot. So it's a beautiful thing that NECA exists in our world. Paints on this guy are pretty darn good. No real issues. The only thing I kind of touched him up a little bit, the one thing I've always hated, and you can see a little bit right here, is where they don't really do a blending very well of the... I understand what they're going for, and it's, with Kratos, if you're not familiar with the character, which why are you watching this review if you're not? But if you're familiar with the character, he's pretty much a normal guy. He was a normal Spartan who was covered with the ashes of his daughter and his wife, basically as a penance for all his crimes. So I understand what they're trying to accomplish with it just being a regular guy covered in ash, but sometimes it just doesn't pull off very well. It doesn't look very good. So I had to kind of touch it up with a little bit of white and gray mixed together to kind of give it the look that it currently has, and not much. I didn't go crazy, but enough to, like I said, you can see some spots where I've missed. I might have to go back over that, but that's just a personal preference. You guys might dig it. I just it just bothered me a little bit, but not enough for me to ding the figure. I still love the darn thing, but paints are pretty darn good everywhere else. You got different washes and different colors here on the wrist tape, different colors to the armor, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, this is a separate piece. It does not come off, it doesn't unclip or anything like that, but it is a separate piece. But you got, the stitch work of the loincloth here, the different paints here on the belts. Again, they could have just been lazy and done, one color here back on the accessories, but you've got different colors, washes. There's writing on the horn here. Again, the stitching of the satchel back here with the kind of like a button or the metal here. The different sketching or etching here in the sheath of the blade, even the bag here that he's got. Just, again, the paint work is just phenomenal. The face looks great. The scarring, the marks, the red marks, the paint, the war paint on him just looks phenomenal. I just can't praise this figure enough. I know it's very rare that you're going to see a negative review from me, but God, you guys, when it looks this damn good, I have to sing its praises. I mean, they even went crazy on the axe here. Again, a lot of companies would just give you one solid color or maybe a few, like maybe one or two colors. There are probably, I would say, about, let's see, you got the silver, you've got black, you've got brown, you've got the original color of the wooding, the wood, you've got the tape on the handle of the axe. You've probably got about 5 or 6 different colors on this guy, just on the axe. So, now, speaking of accessories, he does come with his axe. Now, bear with me here. This is what I was talking about earlier. I don't know if it's supposed to come apart. You can kind of see a line right here in the sculpt of the axe. I don't know if it was supposed to come apart to come out of his hand, but it snapped right as soon as I tried to get it into the hand. So I want to be careful with it. So you know what? I think I'm just going to leave it be. Somebody did ask me, however, if there was something on the back to put the axe in And I said I didn't think so, but yes, there is. There is a little handle right here, kind of like you can just slip it right through on the back. He does come with, it says a dagger, which does come out of the sheath here. Just goes right into the sheath. And then he comes with his axe, or excuse me, his shield. Which again, they could have been lazy. They could have just, you know, just left it one solid color. But on the back, look at all the frickin' detail. I mean, just phenomenal work all around. I have no complaints when it comes to NECA. Alright, now in case you didn't see my video from yesterday in which I explained how to get the shield onto the figure, there is nowhere to store it. If you've actually seen any of the videos from the game, you can, it kind of like pops up when you're doing the shield button, I assume. But if you wanted to put that in, as you can see here, second from the left, this panel comes out on his gauntlet, like so. And then there is a peg on the shield, and it just plugs right in here, like that, and the shield stays. Alright guys, and here he is next to, oops, here he is next to the ultimate Kratos action figure. Something happened along the lines here. Nah, I guess it's not horrible. This guy is obviously a little bit taller. Here, let me put him back to back. This guy is a little bit taller. You know, I don't really have the legs together. Let me try it. Yeah, you're still going to get him a little bit taller. So this guy's a little bit taller, a little bit bigger. The head's a little bit bigger. I don't know if it's just the beard making up for that, but like I said, as you can see, he's a little bit taller. But I wouldn't even say they really can go together. I know it's supposed to be the same character, same sculptors and everything like that, but this guy just, I don't know. It just seems basically, I don't know, it almost seems like it's from a different generation when you compare it to this guy. This is just on a, this guy right here is just on another level. It's just an insane sculpt. You guys, I can't praise this enough. If you're a fan of the game of God of War, I almost said Game of Thrones. If you're a fan of God of War, you really owe it to yourself to get this figure. It is awesome in every single way. Sculpt, articulation, like I said, you might want to work on it a little bit. Obviously, I don't have time to do that in this review, but you guys might want to work with it a little bit to loosen up the joints and whatnot. But just the level of detail and the level of love and the level of care that went into this figure is obvious. It is a great figure. I highly recommend it, especially for the price. You cannot beat what NECA does. And that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. But there you go, you guys. There's a review, a real quick look. I believe it's a first look. I haven't seen anybody put anything up yet. But here's a first look at the new NECA God of War action figure. Get it, get it, get it, get it. It's so awesome. All right, you guys. We'll talk to you later. Any questions, go ahead, leave some comments down below. And as always, if you like what you see here, please subscribe. We will talk to you guys later. Have a good one.